Good morning. When I left Shell, or when I left A.T. Kearney back in 2000, just before joining Shell, I went on a trip to southern Africa. It took me from Zimbabwe to the Okavango Delta in Botswana, where I fell completely in love with nature. And it caused me to severely question my judgment, having decided to join Shell. But you know, with the benefit of hindsight, I'm very happy of that decision back then. So why do I tell you this? Very often people come up to me and say, why do you work for Shell? Should Shell not go faster? Should it not go further in the energy transition? Does it even want an energy transition? After 17 years working on the inside, I can say that many people inside Shell are just like me. They feel passionate about the nature and about the environment and the preservation thereof, and are looking for ways to make this happen. What many people do not realize is that Shell was one of the first companies to invest big time into wind. We were investing the first big time into solar. Even on the Blue Monday, tried forestry, didn't work out. And we were one of the first IOCs, international oil companies, to advocate carbon pricing. So Shell, I think, is a great place to work for or to partner with throughout the imminent energy transition. So what is it, this energy transition I talk about, and why is it important? The big challenge is to provide provide a lot more energy, whilst at the same time reduce the carbon dioxide emissions. So increasing population and increasing energy demands are part of that challenge. So 20% of the world's population live in OECD countries, yet we consume about half the world's energy today. Billions of people still lack access to energy that all of us take for granted, such as light, heating, refrigeration, air conditioning, and transport. Access to low-cost energy and reliable energy vastly improves the quality of life, and it underpins economic growth. At the same time, the population is increasing rapidly, from about 7.5 billion today to perhaps 9, maybe 10 billion people by the end of the century. This will massively increase the demand for energy. The forces together, so the increase in living standards and the rise in population, you know, it will mean that energy demand should grow. So to make all that energy available, it's highly unlikely that the existing hydrocarbon industry alone will be the sole answer. So we need to develop alternative sources of energy. How to go about that? I think this one goes too fast. Sorry for that. So Shell has proven time and time again it's willing to take big bets. So I showed you the examples before. This time around, we haven't figured out what parts of the value chain to play at, and which parts are sufficiently economically attractive and are scalable so that they become material to Shell. So we have been playing various games, have not been very terribly successful at it, and so that's where you come in. So within the organization, we have various initiatives. The first one amongst them is, or one of them is Shell Technology Ventures, where we reach out and engage with the external world to find our path in this energy transition. So Shell Technology Ventures, it has its origin in 1996, and I had the privilege of redrafting the charter back in 2012. We have multiple venture funds, invested hundreds of millions of dollars in tens of different companies. We have a team that's spread out globally and partners, and we invest in companies basically globally. So what do we offer? So in addition to just money, we offer access to our subject matter experts. So they vary from seismic expertise to material and corrosion, from pipeline inspection technologists to, yes, solar and wind experts. We can also help you with developing value chains, and we help you to access additional funding. Most of our investments actually have attracted more funding from other venture firms or other companies through the lack of ourselves. We typically invest 1 to 5 million initially, and up to 15 million over the lifetime of the investment. So what are we looking for? We are part of New Energies. It's a recently set up new business unit within Shell, and it looks to materially build businesses in the space of low carbon biofuels, hydrogen, smart customer solutions, solar and wind. Have we been able to make an impact this far? Back in 2010, we looked at a company called GlassPoint. They had a kind of a prototype. It looked kind of funny, I must admit. What is it that they do? They provide a thermal solar solution. What that means is that actually they have, how do you say that? Parabolic mirrors that concentrate solar beams onto a metallic pipe containing water, and they transform that water into steam. So our technologies liked it. We decided to support them by facilitating a pilot in one of our assets. We took a chance and we invested in the company. The pilot was a success, and by 2012 we facilitated, or this is the pilot actually, and by 2013 we led a round to raise $50 million of additional capital in the company, and by a year thereafter, they were awarded a big contract to build a $600 million, 1 gigawatt solar power plant in Oman. So this is the world's biggest solar farm in the world. It was our first investment. So if you want to make an impact, and if you think you can make it happen, come talk to us. Thank you.